Okay, welcome back. We're doing F-Zero on the SNES Mini. And admittedly, I'm not that good at this game, and I don't even really like it. I don't remember playing it at all back when the Super Nintendo was in its life cycle. I think the first time I only played it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I picked up a cartridge. I thought it was okay, but this game really, it was fine when it came out because I believe it was one of the launch titles, but it has not aged all that well because Super Mario Kart and even Rock and Roll Racing, which I believe should have been included on the Super Nintendo Mini's library, those are much better racing games. This one is fine, it's adequate, it looks good, plays good, controls well. Some people really like the music. There's other racing games on the Super Nintendo that I would rather be playing. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Do Grand Prix. I don't know anything about the racers, so we'll just pick this bright purple vehicle. Not even sure if those are good stats. And admittedly, I played this a few days ago, and on beginner, it was too easy. On standard, I was not doing well, so we'll do it on standard. Maybe I've gotten a little bit better at it. We'll see if I can complete a circuit. And as always, having some audio issues. Anyway, as always, I am going to be discussing the pinned comment. So the link in the pinned comment this time is from Afro Gamer Dude. Not sure if I've mentioned his channel before, but he is great. He has been kind of calling out bad actors in the quote-unquote retro gaming community, which, by the way, I think the term retro gamer community is kind of a silly thing to call it. He posted a video about a month ago that I really liked. It was about Don't Believe the Hype. And he was just making a point about how we have these bad actors in the quote-unquote retro gamer community, who've kind of self-appointed themselves as gatekeepers to the quote-unquote community. And it was just a really good little backyard rant, vlog, whatever you want to call it. I really enjoyed it, and he's been doing a few more since then. He also talks about health foods, which I think is invaluable. I love hearing about new health foods. You know, nothing faddish, but like honest to goodness, like, you know, healthy lifestyle, food and drink. That stuff is interesting to me. Mostly because it's so new to me. But anyway, I pinned his Don't Believe the Hype video. Highly recommend you check it out. The next sort of leads into what I want to talk about now, which is something that's kind of been gnawing on me. I've been going back and forth with my pal, the Vintage Gamer. But I'm kind of fed up with, I guess, man-child culture. I'm gonna try and be really choosy with my words because I don't want to sound snobby or anything. But 10, 15 years ago, yeah, about 10, 15 years ago when social media was new, YouTube was new, there was a new crop of entertainers in their late 20s or early 30s who kind of attached themselves to like retro video games, retro cartoons, you know, nostalgia culture, whatever you want to call it, old action figures, things like that. And I just want to be clear, I think a little Manchild tendencies is okay, but it should not be a profession. And we're seeing with persons like Mike Matei and Pat the NES Punk and Metal Jesus Rocks, John Riggs, and just a number of others that, you know, these were persons who 10, 15 years ago or whatever, you know, what they were doing was new and it was funny. But these persons are all in their 40s now, and they're still dressing the same, they're still talking about the same things. They haven't grown. They haven't grown up and they haven't grown. And before anyone starts in with the "you're just jealous" counter argument, no, I am not at all jealous. I am a casual retro gamer. I enjoy playing casually. I enjoy having other things going on in life. I enjoy spending time with my kids. I enjoy a full-time job. I enjoy going to the gym every morning. I enjoy reading, although I've kind of fallen behind. I was reading the Chris Longnight books. I've kind of slowed down a little bit. That's something I'm going to try and do a little bit more. Maybe take a small step back from recording. But these are persons, you know, Pat, Mike, Metal Jesus Rocks. These are persons that their quote-unquote business model is based on begging for donations over the internet so that they can keep playing retro video games. That is, you know, that might have been interesting or fun or cool 10 or 15 years ago, but again, these people are in their 40s. They're still looking, acting, dressing, talking the same. They haven't grown at all. The next race, by the way, is probably where I'm going to start getting beat. I enjoy playing retro games for fun when I have the time to do it. It's fun for me that way. I cannot imagine being in a position in my life where I take Mike Matei, for example. He has to play to solicit his Twitch stream donations or whatever. He is a slave to a childhood toy. You know, ever since he was a kid, he's been playing, you know, for hours and hours a day. He's been playing the same games over and over, and now he's forced to do that as a career. And I know that the other argument would be, you know, this is what he does professionally. I get that, but then I think about if you've ever seen the King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters documentary about Donkey Kong World Record score chasers, Bill Mitchell, Steve Wiebe. You know, those are guys who also were addicted to video games, but you know, they were married, they had kids, they did other stuff. You know, Bill Mitchell, he runs a chain of restaurants down in Florida. He sells hot sauce. Steve Wiebe, he teaches science to middle school kids, I think. Even Hank Chin, who came around later, he was a surgeon in New York City. He was you know, these are people who actually insisted that their dedication and passion for games is what led them to do other great things in life, to be competitive in other endeavors. But then you compare that to Mike Matei and Pat the NES Punk. Those guys don't do anything with their lives. They just keep playing the same games over and over again, begging for donations on the internet. That's not a business model. That's, if you can imagine the internet as, you know, a city or whatever, that's standing on a street corner, you know, shaking pencils, trying to sell pencils with a cup. We're just going to use the boost right here at the end, try to steal second. So I just think that Manchild culture, and again, like I said, it's okay to have a few Manchild things. Like I have a retro game collection, I have a couple of old action figures. I like to play old video games in my free time. But when I look at Mike and Pat, they do not strike me as healthy persons. You know, Mike, who's constantly raging during his live streams, his Twitch streams. Just playing the same games over and over for the rest of his life. Like, life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. If you're believing that in 10 years you're going to still be able to get donations from persons by playing Super Mario Brothers for the 1 millionth time, I mean, I got a bridge to sell you if you believe that. People move on, and I think it's starting to dawn on persons that the whole retro gamer Manchild culture thing, that once you reach 40, it's not cool anymore. It's actually kind of pathetic. You know, one example I can give is, you know, take a game like Sunset Riders. It's one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. I love it. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at it. If I wanted to get good enough to beat Sunset Riders, I would probably have to play it. Oh, get out of my way. Over and over again. For, I don't know, 2 months, maybe more. And when I think about playing Sunset Riders over and over again for 2 months just to get good enough to beat it, it doesn't sound like fun for me. Like, that might have been fun for me when I was a kid, but there's too many other things in life that I enjoy that I would consider doing that. Now, this level I'm terrible at, so this is probably going to be the one that ends my run. sure I'm doing something wrong on those turns. May have to repeat this race. If I lose this race a couple of times, I'll probably... If I get ranked out a couple of times, I'll probably shut it down. I don't know, I've got 3 lives. Maybe I'll see if I can get it somewhere. Whatever the trick is for these super turns, I just don't know them yet. Right now, I just want to finish. If I finish, I'll consider it a success. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh about the whole thing. I guess I'm just, you know, as someone who enjoys... Oh, goodness, right at the finish line. As someone who enjoys playing retro games, I just hate to see the quote-unquote retro gamer community being represented by such poor stewards. Like, it's embarrassing if you tell persons that you're into old Nintendo games in your free time or whatever. If they go on the internet and they look up, you know, quote-unquote retro gaming community, they're gonna see just persons who are embarrassing themselves. People like Mike Matei and Pat Contry. And here's where I want to be very careful not to say anything that gets misconstrued. But regarding Pat and Mike, to some extent MJR, but mostly Pat and Mike, they do not look well. They don't sound well and they don't look well. Their health has been... It looks like it's starting to become an issue for them. We know that, you know, Mike was pretty open about the fact that he put on weight, which is unfortunate. You know, he's in his 40s now. But I was listening to Pat and Ian's podcast. Oh, wrong time to use the boost. I was listening to Pat and Ian's podcast, and yeah, they're not looking well, but they're also not sounding well, if that makes any sense. Their voices have changed. Like, their voices are starting to get a little bit... No, I'm just trying to jump into the... Just blow it up. Boom. Yeah, their voices are starting to sound like an unhealthy person's voice, if that makes any sense. And that's on top of them not appearing well. So I think they need to maybe take care of their mental well-being. I know Ian has talked about being stressed out and needing to crochet in order to feel better about himself. Manage his stress levels or whatever. Okay, I guess you need to take your... You need to not accelerate around that turn. And it sounds like I got an extra life. There's also the element of grifters in the retro gaming quote-unquote community. Persons who are buying up the inventory and raising the prices on it. That is not a conspiracy theory either. That is something that is actually happening. It's kind of an open secret. I left a comment on one of Afro Gamer Dude's videos saying as much, saying that someone like MJR is only one Wall Street Journal article away from total ruin. I believe that, I really do, because it's just kind of an open secret that he has been collaborating to raise prices on not just retro games, but more modern games too, like Wii U games, GameCube games. You know, I don't know anything about those, I don't care anything about those, but he has quite an elaborate scam going on that he has not really been trying to hide either. Oh. I was so close. I used the boost on the second to last turn instead of the last turn. Alright, one more shot. I just think it's time for this man-child culture on social media and YouTube to go away, just because it's gotten so embarrassing. You know, no one needs to donate money to Pat the NES Punk or MJR or Mike Matei. If you're gonna donate money, donate to a worthy cause. Now, if you want to buy something from them, I'm sure they have swag, and that's something I can actually get behind, because at least that way you're receiving a tangible product in return, like a t-shirt or buttons or whatever. But don't donate to these clowns. You know, find a charitable cause that actually benefits humanity and donate to that. I am terrible at this game, and I'm okay with that. might actually finish this one. Okay, that hard turn is coming up. That was a little bit better. Holy cow, I actually finished the circuit. So did I take second place? I don't understand how this ranking system works. Maybe it's just about finishing it. I have no idea. I know it maybe saves your records or something. I don't know. It's not as intuitive as it is with, like, Mario Kart, where you get a trophy. So anyway, that's enough for this, my rant, etc. Highly recommend you check out the Afro Gamer Dude link in the description. Don't believe the hype. And I don't know, just to put a final point on it, these guys are in their 40s. They're not saying or doing anything that they haven't been doing for the last 10 years. And they just haven't grown. They haven't grown and they haven't grown up. And it's getting kind of sad to see. So it's never too late to turn it around, to do something more meaningful with your life. Anyway, we'll come back with something really fun next time, and hopefully we won't have a talk where it's as depressing. I apologize. So, anyway, we'll see you later.